Welcome to Helpful Hints, the 1033 Lab Project, Chapter 2. I'm going to explore two formulas. First of all, we're going to explore the simple interest formula and also the compound interest formula. First of all, number one, $5,000 is deposited into an account earning simple interest. So we're looking for simple interest. We know that we're using this formula over here. At an annual interest rate of 4% for 3 years, how much interest is earned? So we have our formula I equals P R T. We have a few elements that we need. First of all, we need the principal. That's going to be our $5,000. We need our rate. Now remember that P stands for principal, not percentage. So the R is the percentage rate. You might want to put that in as a decimal. And for 3 years, there's our time. Number two, for the situation in question one, how much money is in the account? So what this scenario gives you is only the interest, but the amount of money in the account is going to be the interest, and you have to add into it the principal. So you'll put those two things together because you already have the principal there, and you're going to get a little bit more interest. For number three, solve the interest formula for P. So when we have I equals PRT, this P right here needs to be isolated, and we need to identify what the R and the T are doing to that P and do the inverse operation. You're not supposed to include any numbers in here. You're not supposed to substitute any values for P and R and T. You're supposed to leave them as variables, I, P, R, and T, and just have P equals and then the other side when you're done. Here's a tutorial for how to use your TI-84 calculator. We're going to be using that for the compound interest because the compound interest will get much more complex than we need. First of all, a few ideas right here. All through here you have a few ideas on how to use fractions. Also, hands-on, we'll offer some tutorials. So for number four, we have $5,000 is deposited into account earning compound interest. And since we're talking about compound interest, we know we have that A is equal to P times the quantity 1 plus R over N, all raised to the NT power. Now we have a lot of the same elements. We still have our principal, and we still have the same rate, and we still have the same time. The only difference is now I have compounded quarterly. I'm not earning interest at the end based on the original principal, but I'm getting a little bit of interest all the way through. So compounded quarterly. So 4 times every year. That's going to provide that N for you. I'm going to be looking for words like quarterly, meaning 4 times a year. Also, you're going to see annually, semi-annually, and then obviously quarterly, monthly, daily, and those kinds of things in your homework. Problem number 4, how much interest was earned? Now, when we have the A equals, and then all of the rest of that, so the P and then 1 plus R over N, all raised to the NT power, then this gives me the total amount that's in the account. So since that's the total amount that's in the account, then that's everything, the interest included, and also the principal. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go back and find the A and then subtract off that P, just to find how much interest was there. Now for these 4 options, we have different scenarios, and you're supposed to identify which one best describes the scenarios we've already discussed. Same with number, as we've done here. Next is you're going to find a car online. You can pick anything that you'd like. You could pick a jalopy, you could pick a dream car, pick something that's affordable or not so much, that you get to pick. Now we're going to be compounding monthly, so that should give you a couple hints. First of all, compounding means we're going to use the compound formula, and also monthly means that you have to identify your N and how many times that will be. So what's the total amount that you'll need to repay? That will be the A, and so you'll need to take out money for the car as well as the interest to repay the car. How many months will you be paying for the car? Now remember, you're going to be paying monthly, but it's for 5 years, so how many payments will you need to make? And then you can take that total and divide it by the number of payments you need to make.